So we've been talking about doing this for a couple weeks, playing the Felidar Guardian combo. For those who aren't familiar, Felidar Guardian plus Saheeli Rai is infinite hasty cats inside the Invasion of Alara shell, okay? So what's cool about playing Felidar Guardian here is that if you hit a Felidar Guardian off your Invasion of Alara trigger, you get to flicker your Invasion of Alara and re-trigger it, potentially hitting a Saheeli, potentially hitting another Guardian to flicker again and continue to go, potentially just hitting a good spell to impact the board. And I think just like very beautifully, after we've spent all week playing Nissa, I think that Nissa makes a lot of sense over Fable of the Mirror Breaker compared to like the scam version we were playing earlier, where this is a 5-color mana fixer. This is a great plan B, just allowing you to grab Furies and Solitudes to control the board, and it's also a ramp spell in a deck that I think really is excited about the ramp spell. Just really kind of does everything super well. One thing, too, to like about this build is we're not playing the scam cards. We're not playing Valakut Rebirth, Feign Death, if you're familiar with the other version of the Invasion of Alara deck we're playing. So our Invasion of Alara hits on average are going to be much, much better. And it's especially nice that you can't hit, well, your Bindings, your Furies, your Solitudes, for better or worse, are not hits. Which means that when you trigger a Invasion of Alara, you're going to hit 2 of these 20 cards. Hopefully one of them is a Hexmage or a Felidar Guardian. If not, that's okay. I do think you still want to play Hexmage, although I've seen some people not play Hexmage. To me, I think it's just not worth it to play Invasion of Alara without the ability to flip it. Like, because the backside is really just like what is so crazy, if that makes sense. Also, going up on green cards, let's just play Force of Vigor in the sideboard, which is not only going to be great against decks like Hammer and Titan, but also going to be very important to be able to deal with Resolve Blood Moons. No Asmo. No Asmo is kind of a funny question. That's the first chat I've seen today, of course. I always have to defend the deck, but Asmo is like a 12-card package. I have no idea how you'd fit Asmo in the deck, but I don't know. It's probably just a goof, right? Not a serious comment. All right, let's go. They did fix the and this one, I think. Yeah, obviously if we have one more mana, we can cast our Ergamon. 5-color mana base is always, kind of tough. But also being a Wrenn and Six deck, you do just mulligan really well. You do just mulligan really well. No Ephemerate. Ephemerate a bad hit off of Invasion, and but you could play again. Let's not the meme, right? The meme. Spike has to spend the morning defending the deck. All right, this is like best mold of 5 ever. We have to do the meme every day. All right, let's go Indatha Triome Steam Vents, probably. You could go, usually you go to Grixis Triome Temple Garden, or you do Indatha Triome Steam Vents. Do you think there's a viable Nissa shell that can fit Subtlety in it? Yeah, I was messing around with like some Bant. So every time I try to build Bant or Naya Nissa, I just end up thinking we would be better off playing 4-color. But you could. Alright, we have an Emrakul. We also have we have Endurance and Emrakul in the sideboard. But Milos is a tough matchup. Should be very good post board. Dingo, 30 months, thank you. And then Dalton with the 48 months, the 4-year resub. I think the first one we've seen. Just tuning into my favorite Gruul Dreadhorde Arcanist stream deck. Yeah, it looks a little different. It's evolved. For those that don't know, that was the first deck I ever streamed with. Mulling to 5 is kind of like gaining 2 life against the mill. It is, huh? Shaman of the Pack. Yeah, I don't know that you should or could play like a real elves version of this, but maybe. Maybe. We've done weirder stuff. Yeah, it is very odd that Stream Decker still is not updated. I don't know. I'm gonna target the Heath, just in case they have a surgical. They won't get one out of my hand. Not that that's likely to matter at all. Get Overgrown Tomb. Definitely gonna play Nissa. Obviously, we have another one in the hand, and hard to play around too much stuff. It's double crab. Flame Knight, 8 months, thank you. Catfish with the 20 months, same with the gifted sub to extended. good. Whiskey Dingo, love y'all. Thank you. Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope everyone has a good day. Happy birthday to everyone whose birthday it is. Something I'll probably remember to say 2 or 3 more times. Are there cool elves for combo sideboard potential? So like one problem in this deck. In this deck, I don't know. It's nothing that I think you want to exactly add, but like one thing too, if you like, it's hard to dig specifically for elves in like a dedicated elves build. Okay, at least this card's not that good against us. They did exile one of my Saheelis. I still have one in the deck, and I still have only have one Felidar Guardian though, so that's kind of bad. 24 cards left in the library. Shouldn't really matter too much what color we make. I think we're just gonna get white here first. Okay, then I have to get a, or should probably get a swamp. So white, black, green, red. Let's make blue. We find a Solitude. I was hoping for Fury, since I don't have a white card, but you did have a red card. It's okay though. If we get really lucky, we win right now. We have to get we have to hit the last Felidar Guardian, and then we have to flicker and hit the Saheeli. Yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, Nissa is. I guess I need to add like the other Nissa to the deck. But yeah, none of the Aftermath cards are in Stream Decker on Stream Decker. I'm honestly shocked that they're not, but I don't know if there's like some kind of back end issue or something. Nissa. Okay, they're gonna surgical my Hexmage, which I think is maybe the wrong choice. I didn't do the creature Nissa yesterday. What was the creature Nissa? Yeah, so someone in chat tell me what the Magic Origins creature Nissa is, and then that's what I'll change it to today. So the Nissa Train, that's like 5 decks. Yeah, the card's just great, and I've been having a good time with it, and there's just, a lot of brew potential. Okay, I did hit the Felidar Guardian. Okay, so now I have to hit the last Saheeli. Okay, so cast the Felidar Guardian, Ergamon into the hand. Also, shouldn't I have one more mana? No, never mind. This is turn 4. Alright, flicker the invasion. Alright, honestly our chances feel not that bad. 1 Saheeli and 16 cards, and we get 2 looks. And obviously all lands and all mana value higher just get exiled. Yes! Let's go! Baby! Winning game 1 against Mill. Good start, huh? Good start. Vastwood Seer, thank you. Let's go. Although it's that's not showing up for some reason either. Look, Nissa Vast. Is it Nissa? It's not Nissa comma. There it is. Okay, comma. Let's go. All right, we have a few sideboard cards for this matchup. Just a few sideboard cards. Hopefully, they can carry us to victory in one of these game 2s, or was it one of these sideboard games? I think I'm gonna go down to like 1 Solitude and then just be like 62 cards. The combo is infinite hasted tokens. I don't even know what happened. Okay, so I cast Invasion of Alara. Invasion of Alara trigger, exile cards to the top of your library to reveal 2 with mana value 4 or less, and you can cast 1, put the other into your hand. I cast Felidar Guardian. Felidar Guardian, flicker this, do the same thing again, get Saheeli Rai. Saheeli Rai, -2, copy Felidar Guardian. Felidar Guardian enters the battlefield, flicker Saheeli Rai. Saheeli Rai, -2, target Felidar Guardian. Infinite hasty, 1/4 cats. Tad, 26 months, thank you. Just leaving out everything else. No, you need to keep like a reasonable ratio of lands and spells. You can't, in my opinion, you should not just leave everything in. I know this is an attitude some people have, not usually my strat. And then Big Lefty with the 13 months, thank you. Yeah, this deck to me is it's just so beautiful. It just came together so nicely. I'm really happy with it. Oh, got the Saheeli combo. Yeah, this is a learning stream, always has been. Although lately it's been Spike is grumpy in the morning stream. Does Nissa have any special synergies? No, I mean she's like Nissa. People always look at Nissa and they think maybe that she's a combo card somehow, or this has been happening a lot. Nissa is almost always just going to be a value card, and a really good value card, but a value card. A card that but in this deck she's a combination 5-color ramp, she's a 5-color fixer, ramp spell in your Invasion of Alara deck that also gives you a really good like plan B of just like Incarnation to buy yourself a lot of time or outgrind your opponent. How's Dark Souls been? I have not played Dark Souls in a while. I've had to take an extended break from it. I want to get back into it. It has just been so hard to find the time. But when I get back into it, we will. It's also gonna have to be with like a lot of off-stream practice to like get like refreshed, if that makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and play Saheeli. The True Endurance in hand. Burst Surgical, yeah. I don't know, I mean, this matchup post-board is so funny. Okay, well they have the Lantern. I have a Binding for it? Okay, we'll see what happens. Would I try Omnath if not playing the Saheeli combo? So one issue with Omnath in this archetype is that trying to facilitate Vampire Hexmage, which is way more important in this deck than Omnath. And also facilitating Omnath in your casting cost is tough. It's doable, but tough. But you could play Omnath over Felidar Guardian and not have the combo for sure. I could go Endurance myself, try to bait the Soul Guide Lantern activation, and then if they activate the Soul Guide Lantern, they don't have Drown up anymore. I think it's probably better to binding the lantern in their upkeep. I want to do it before they mill me. We just go for it? No, we don't. I don't think this is a spot to just go for the combo. Could be, but I don't think so. If you Endurance, they don't have Drown anyways. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I should have just gone for it and then Endurance in response to the Drown. Of course, sorry. Of course. They're targeting Invasion of Ergamon. I honestly can't help but think that this is a misclick. Can't respond to it, but I think I will go ahead and just resolve the Endurance now. Oh, I didn't. Oh, sorry. I also didn't have. I didn't even have both up in the first place. Okay, this was badly in the sequence turn. That's okay. We're also like we're still really ahead. Yeah, this has split second. You can't respond to anything with split second. If they mill me and hold up Drown Still, I can Saheeli copy my Endurance. I also get to go Nissa into Felidar Guardian, maybe. Okay, Bridge does not stop the Felidar Guardian combo here. I don't think there's anything really that they can have. I think that one thing they could, if I go Nissa into Guardian, my opponent could Archive Trap and then Surgical Felidar Guardian in response like the Nissa trigger, so let's just go ahead and play around that. When I keep up white for binding, I could not cast Endurance and keep up white, which I'm pretty sure I said. Have I tried brought back? No, that's okay. I can go like Blood Crypt basic planes maybe. Definitely have to think about fetching a lot. Oh, also Invasion of Ergamon. If you go turn 2, you can go turn 3 Nissa plus fetch land sometimes, which this is likely gonna be one of those times. Opponent is deciding on their mulligan decision. Their name is Ravager, so maybe they're playing Scales. They sat down with the Hardened Scales play meta, and I just had to read. The Hardened Scales matchup is really funny, y'all. It's really funny. Because of Vampire Hexmage, specifically. And I think I'm actually just not discarding anything. I want the next fetch land. I want this. I want the Solitude. I want the Hexmage. Yeah, so this turn I can go Nissa, Landfall, Trigger, cast Vampire Hexmage. Just see what's up. Birds, tier 1, thank you. Ooh, baby. This deck, I don't know, I think it came together really nicely. Although here I think I go... I think I'm actually not casting the Binding, right? Because... my Temple Garden, I have, my blue sources are Steam Vents and, Xander's Lounge. Oh, I actually can't get blue off, Windswept Heath. Okay, so we're not gonna have Domain right now. So I can't cast Vampire Hexmage and cast Binding. I was tweaking the mana base a lot. I had a hard time with it. I think there's a good chance it's not exactly right, but didn't feel exactly wrong either. So we can flip this in combat if we want to. There's a good chance that I will want to. So we can maybe just pitch Binding or Solitude also. There's a good chance I will want to, so that I can... I want to get this so I can cast Invasion of Alara next turn. Okay, so this is going to be a 3/3 Ballista, which can trade for my Nissa if they want. I've not forgotten about Ward. Yeah, again, I do like this card a lot in the Invasion of Alara shell, obviously, because this part tutors up your Invasion of Alara. I do think that this is going to prompt the Walking Ballista to trade for my Nissa, but then I could just spend my next turn binding this, and I have, you know, a lot of stuff going on. Although they do have 2 Hardened Scales, they only have 2 cards in their hand. We do have to draw Blue Source. I need to also not get, I need to get a Shockland here, Overgrown Tomb or Stomping Ground. I still get Stomping Ground so I can hardcast Fury. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to play around like main deck protection spells, so we'll pass back. They have no red mana, not that red mana would really change the dynamic of this board at all. Goodbye, Patchy. So I think I definitely need to Solitude this before they can top deck a red. I hope I don't have to just pitch Solitude to Solitude here. Okay. Now I can just Binding the Hangerback Walker, main phase, to play around them drawing a red land, and then pass back. A lot of good top decks from this spot, of course. Not sure why we didn't attack. Oh, I guess we should have attacked, but sometimes when I like just understand that I am the complete control deck, and like I'm not gonna win this game very likely like by racing my opponent. I just kind of forget to attack sometimes, but I should have attacked. One of blue-white control's main problem is fighting Pierces and Veils against creativity. Would you keep a Chalice postboard against creativity, or is that bad? Yeah, that's like, yeah, I would. I don't know exactly how many, but like 1 or 2 at least. Definitely the first copy, maybe the second, maybe not, probably not the third. They find another Ballista, which is definitely not good, and then they also have a Ravager. Their hand has been very, very strong. Obviously, I'm hoping mostly to... oh, wow. Getting to block here is really, really lucky. Yeah, also, yeah, this is definitely the case. Like, I am very, very anti-pathways in this archetype, and I agree that this game is definitely showing why I hate them so much. You need these to tap for red. And like you know, Stomping Ground or Copperline. I'm not even playing Stomping Ground, but Carplusion Forest, Copperline Gorge. These are the best ones. They concede. Okay. Also, all week I've been playing against Scales players who just concede. Like in these kind of spots. Like, what is happening? My opponent has a Walking Ballista in their hand with 2 Scales in play. This has been happening constantly. I've been playing against Scale players who just give up. Who literally just give up. But Scales is a deck that could just outgrind so much removal. It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to be cutting the combo, just be a real control deck with 4 Force, 4 Path of Peril. Can still play the Invasion Hexmage package. I think it can also cut a couple of these invasions. Although, just check green card count is 18. Red card count, with the 5-color invasion, you know, your pitch counts are pretty good. 14, kind of low. White card count, without the Guardians, 12. Definitely not ideal. Hard for it to be super good when we have green, white, and red pitch cards post board. We'll consider a bad matchup of Scales. Titan and Mill are the 2 worst matchups. Although I do think that, so like, the Ozlith and Scales now gives you enough green cards for Force of Vigor, which actually makes the Titan matchup a lot better than it used to be. But still bad. Seems like Omnath could fit in the deck. It can't. The mana curve would be too high. Alright, let's go to 5. I'll do this. Why no Invasion of Alara? This is not a deck that, like, you know, wants to have an 8/8. You know what I mean? Or like we can't use an 8/8 very well. Like, you know, you have to play that kind of card in a more aggressive strategy. You can't, in my opinion, you can't really play it in a deck like this. Obviously, on the Mold of 5, the Force of Vigor still hits hard. Maybe not as hard as you'd want it to. Best draw is Wrenn and Six. Yeah, mana base is definitely tough to build. Alright, we'll rebuild with Nissa. Still good. Still good. But they got 4. Maybe my opponent will give up again. Oh, holy shit. Never mind. Oh, what an insane draw. Wrenn and Six is too good, y'all. This card is nuts. Isn't creativity too hard for scales? I mean, I don't know. It's like it's an unfavorable matchup, but it's not like, I don't know, like, you know, it's not favorable, but like I'm not too scared of it now. It's just like it's just one. It's just like a very classic, like, just unfavored matchup instead of like super lopsided, like mill against this deck. Well, I know a lot of stuttering there, but hope that point came across. I feel like my stutter's been worse lately. Pretty good Mold of 5. Pretty good Mold of 5. We get to kill this and pay for ward this turn also. Loki, 10 months, thank you. Alright, we are 2-0, 4-0. With elves, playing Emrakul on the sideboard. That's my tip. You're gonna have an unfavorable matchup without it, and you'll have a favorable matchup with it. Cool looking hand. Want to be able to go Indatha Triome Steam Vents. I lead on Verdant Catacombs. I guess I can lead on the Foothills. Yeah, fast deck too. What, double Emrakul? The second Emrakul is much worse than the first one. We've had one Emrakul, yes, but what about the second Emrakul? Should have at least one green-blue land, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I mean, this is the only blue card in the deck. And then we also have the bindings. The mana base is tough, y'all. Mana base is really tough. I went back and I changed it a lot from like last night to today. Definitely could be improved. It's like to me like these like 5-color like Leyline Binding mana bases, they just like never feel like they're perfect. They you know, they often feel like they're good enough. But I think like one thing is like you really do have to make concessions with the mana base. Like you just can't have everything you want. Pretty tempting to just slam the Nissa. I know it's weird to slam Nissa here, but it's like I already have Solitude up. This lets them not tap out for Fable, which would be so bad. If I don't play Nissa and they play Fable, it's just so bad for me. And also Teferi is really bad for me. Kind of no matter what here, but like it's better. This line is a little bit better against Teferi this turn at least. Wrenn plus Bolt is, you know, maybe the worst case scenario. Yeah. It's okay. If they hold up the Bolt, it's not like really that much different this turn. This is what we can tell ourselves. Is Nissa the Lotus Cobra Tiles tracker we all hoped for? Yeah, I remember going to sleep at night as a child just hoping that Mark Rosewater would give us a combination Lotus Cobra Tiles tracker. And it finally happened, y'all. Finally happened. Oh, they're just jamming? Maybe not. Usually when they fetch main phase like this, they're just jamming. Okay. I think we're getting Spell Pierced. Okay. Green, white, okay. Well, this is bad, sorry, because I wanted to get planes off this, not to fetch shock. I'm gonna jam the Invasion, though. I obviously they're representing the Spell Pierce, but... I guess I could hardcast Solitude this turn. Yeah, I think I could hardcast Solitude this turn, actually. Although now I kind of just want to jam the Invasion. That they pause so long. I don't think I'm supposed to. Must 5 months, thank you. How was Inissa scam list yesterday? It was pretty good. It was we were like 9 and 6, you know, 60% win rate is fine. Probably not as good as like the 4-color soups. Discard 2 lands. What's that cracking sound? Nothing. What cracking sound? You can't cast Evasion now? Why not? Abzan? Oh, fuck. I just thought with 2 Triumphs I'd be able to. Damn it. I thought 2 Triumphs, any Shockland was fine there. No. I mean, they're still holding up the Spell Pierce anyways. This will be good because I'll, play around it. Yeah, we'll just show an untapped land and pay for the Spell Pierce. That is the current plan, I think. I'm also not going to use my mana. My opponent may respect interaction enough to not cast a creativity if they have one. Although, probably not super reasonable to expect a counterspell on my side, huh? Tough game. Tough game. Got a couple Necromentias. Oh, we should have a few more cards for the matchup. There's been so much of it this week. Does it transform to Invasion even win here? We can. This card can just win the game by itself with Felidar Guardian. We don't have 4 Archons. Well, 3 Archons is... I guess I could have top decked another Invasion. But 3 Archons just kills me anyways, right? Whatever. That's good. Not in this matchup, but in general, yeah. At least I don't think it's good in this matchup. Do you think creativity is becoming tier 0? No. Tier 0 is like reserved for... like... yeah. Tier 0 is very, very rare. It's like Hogak. Hogak, Urza, Cascade Valky. It's funny to say Urza because Urza's like... you know, the old Urza, right? Cascade Valky. Yeah. Is there argument to letting criteria resolve? Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I should have let it resolve. But at least on Magic Online, people don't get like 2 out of line that often. But I should have. Zlu, tier 1 for 3 months in advance. Thank you for that. It's very nice of you. I'm gonna jam the Wrenn and Six. If I get Spell Pierced, I get Spell Pierced. They're also really tuned too for creativity these days. I feel like for a long time, like one thing is I feel like almost everybody's on the this version, like the 5-color version these days, and I think that is the version to be on. All right, I don't have a fetch land for Nissa anyways. I'm gonna just jam it. Can't actually trigger it with like landfall plus Felidar Guardian. Obviously, like could be just playing into bolts, but also like if my opponent just has Pierce into red into like bolts, it's just like we're gonna die. It's okay. All right, play 2 our outs. Could like untap Stevens, shock and Stevens here. Pretend I have a blue counterspell up, but I kind of want the, you know, I guess they can't creativity 1 here. During the last time we played Green Black Yawgmoth, years ago at this point, like, I don't just like, you know, a lot of people do think that, hey, Spike, when you're playing this tier 1 deck again, this is not what we do here. There's plenty of people that play the tier 1 decks. I like to brew. It's just like kind of explicitly a brew stream at this point. Yeah, but Demonic Tutors would be the place to go for lots of Yawgmoth content. I guess I get to flicker the binding. I'm gonna cast it, y'all. It's just like you know, their hand lined up too well against mine for me to play around like creativity. And then fetching Dwarven Mind end of turn sure makes me think they got it, but what are they? They're so eager to cast something. It's a fun trick though. This here. But no Solitude. I know we can't play around it. It's like their draw was lined up too well against mine for me to like hold up pitch Solitude. It doesn't even work anyways because they get to go X equals 2. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to lose to a creativity if they have it. Could hit the token. I think it's better to hit the Wrenn and Six. I am not playing around creativity here. Like I can't beat it anyways, even if I hold up the Solitude. You know. Alright, keep this one. Yeah, the only way draws happen is if the loop is forced, is unbreakable. Okay, up against a Kihira deck. We're already at match 4. I was expecting today to go relatively slow. Ice, ice, baby. Yeah, no game 3s, that'll do it. We're up against a Teferi deck. Teferi's really good against us. I'm gonna Nissa here. I think that I want them to Archmage's Charm counter this instead of drawing 2, probably. Although if they draw 2, they have to go to discard, maybe. So maybe just passing is also fine. And maybe reading Nissa. Go for the counter. Discard one of the lands. Either one's basically the same. More reading.
Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Hallowed Fountain, untapped. I'm a control guy. Controls what I play. It doesn't matter the format or even the time of day. I play counters, sweepers. That's all in its glorious. Doctor check my blood type and said, damn, it's Azorius. Attempt spells 10, resolve spells 0. I no counters in that one middle out at Home Depot. You get past my counters and think you're in the clear. Every turn for baby, all that you're gonna hear. Supreme Guardian. Got a zombies pumped with a reaper. I do not stress, I just cast a reaper. Anything in life that I find concerning, I do not address, I just Supreme Guardian. Every turn for, I leave you in awe. I watch so many vehicles, you think I was a chamois. You think I don't have a sweeper, but then I put the boom on. Got so many tutors, you think you were Red Kuma. Tired of losing, had enough of the shame. So you sleep up Azorius to beat me at my own game. You play a counter of your own, you think you're making progress. Then I override your veto like I'm 2/3 of Congress. Think your spell is resolving when you're gonna be frowning. Cause I'm not a raw mixtures, the nuts and brownies. If your dorks will take me down, only time will tell. Tap for mana and I cast. What's the name of that spell? Supreme Guardian.
Could Hexmage, I think I'm not going to.
Anything in life that I find concerning, I do not address, I just Supreme Guardian. Wants a divorce, she's asking for half. I hit her with the unknown, man, what you think about that? Lawyer says that's not legal, she's playing for keepers. About your assets, what exactly are sweepers? Even though the spelling bee, they're trying to fool me. Walked away with the trophy, obviously yours true. And when I get pulled over, it all turns out perfect. Pull out my wallet and hit him with Supreme. I play aggro. When the policeman says get out of your car, just do what he says, don't offer him blue cards. Anything in life that I find concerning, I do not address that. Just Supreme Guardian, got a board of zombies pumped with a reaper. I do not stress, I just cancel sweeper. Anything in life that I find concerning, I do not address that. Just Supreme Guardian.
Any unearthed brews of Hexmage in battles? No, it's kind of hard to have a density of creatures for Unearth to be good in that kind of shell, I think. But maybe one day. Alright, let's attack. I kind of want to Felidar Guardian, flicker the Charger here. Discard the Swamp. It's been really sweet so far. Had some awesome turns. Yeah, I could unearth Nissa too, if we're gonna play unearth in this kind of deck. I also like might just counter the Guardian, right? This is kind of the hope. Also, like there's a good argument I think for just jamming this turn, since if my opponent draws into Fairy, this is really bad, but we'll see. I'm happy with this outcome. Archmage's Charm there. Yeah, and then there's the Teferi. I mean, there's just, it wasn't maybe a great, it was not a great choice. It is nice that, like, we have Hexmages, and we have I guess we're in this spot Wrenn and Six, but Hexmage to kill Teferi Time Ravelers is kind of nice, but the card is very good against us. This deck just can't beat control. We can beat control. We can beat control, y'all. Maybe not. Maybe we can't beat control. We can't beat it. We can beat it. It's fine. No, we can't. I do feel like maybe some number of Veil of Summers could be a good include. I think there's a good chance that being on 4 Fury for Solitude actually don't need these paths. We can play our own Teferis in the sideboard, which is probably a bit better than Veil in this deck. I can play Invasion as a 5-mana cantrip. Let's keep our dignity and not do that. Main deck Dovin's Veto also. Cards in my opponent's hand. 4 cards in my opponent's hand. Pass it back. Is it Necromentia a bit slow? Yeah. I'll never register it again upon your recommendation. So they may let this resolve because there's the Teferi in play. Yeah. But we could have responded to the trigger with the Hexmage. I was trying to get like a little tricky where they'd be like, oh, I have Teferi in play, it stops the invasion trigger. But I can just respond to the... Obviously, it's like onboard trick, but... Onboard trick that they would maybe mess up into. Okay, my opponent has cast 5 counterspells so far. They also probably have removal, but... I'm gonna crack my fetch. Yeah. Still a lot of good top decks. We could have maybe played a fetch. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to... Like, play a fetch line this turn, not cast Nissa. Go for it next turn. We could draw Fury here. Could draw another Invasion. Okay. Roll, huh? Imagine, just imagine this resolves. I don't have a mountain. I'll just get a forest, make white and red. Damn it. Go into 1. Go into 1. They have Solitude? They have Fire for lethal? No, why is that the worst? That's the worst way to get lethal here. Could have hit a little bit better off the invasion, obviously, but... That is okay. I think I'm just gonna bring in my endurances for my solitudes and call it. We actually have a lot of answers to Teferi, right? We've got Binding, we have Hexmage. I do think for next league I'm gonna want to probably play like Teferi Time Ravelry over Path of Peril. I think we like against well, maybe it's just control. What can we play that's good against creativity and control? Maybe that's a big problem, huh? So can we play Spell Pierce? We got a Wrenn and Six in this hand. Maybe we don't need anything. Teferi. Is Teferi good against creativity? It's okay. Yeah, Flusterstorm's not very good against control, but you can play Spell Pierce instead. Aren't those grindy matchups? Yeah, I mean sometimes you can sideboard for the grindy matchups, but you can't play the worst cards you've ever seen in your entire life is usually where I try to steer people in the right direction. Any interactive spells? Yeah, just which ones, though, are the question, right? We playing the aggro elemental deck sometime soon? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I like that deck, but... oh, baby. I like that deck, but I also think Nissa is like just so good in these elemental builds. I don't know, like, and I don't know that she really fits into it very well, but maybe she does. She can be recommissioned. You lose Kihira though in that build, which is a big thing, but like like recommissioned elementals with Nissa over Brushfire is definitely interesting. Maybe I'll play that in the challenge tomorrow, or you know, I want to play a Nissa deck in the challenge, but I also really want to play Hardened Scales. I'm even like considering playing Torpor Orb in the sideboard of Scales, since there's going to be a lot of Nissa decks, but we'll see. I definitely expect Nissa to have like breakout weekend. Top Deck Lands, 23 months. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Why we run 4 Hexmage? Can we run 1 Hexmage, 3 Invasion of Ikora? Okay, so Invasion of Ikora is a 4-mana Vampire Hexmage. Vampire Hexmage is a 2-mana Vampire Hexmage. Big difference. Also, you want as many Hexmages in your deck because you want to hit it off Invasion of Alara. You don't want to hit... hold on. Get Blood Crypt here, probably. You don't want to hit Invasion of Ikora off of your... Alara. Also, I think we discard. Get Ergamon. Also, this deck is not a very good deck at using a 4-mana 8/8. This is, you know, the Shadow deck is a bit better. It can get Shadow. It uses the backside better because it's an aggro deck. This is not the kind of deck that's trying to attack, and so like your like random 8/8 is just not worth very much. Nissa recommissioned elementals, yeah. I mean, I think it just fits so well in like the shell we played like last week. Like I did really like Brushfire, but just like literally just like Nissa over over Brushfire seems pretty good. But then you lose Kihira. Kihira is like really important for Thunderkin Awakener, so you can get back Solitude with Thunderkin Awakener. So I'm not sure. But I'm trying to figure it out. Just Supreme Verdict. Alright, let's just attack them for 2. Hold up the Endurance. If they Memory Deluge, I'll Endurance the Deluge from the yard, resolve it. Put myself in a spot where if they tap out for Verdict, I can flip this Invasion with the Hexmage, put an Alara into my hand, resolve Alara. And then if they don't Verdict, I'm beating them down. How about Invasion of Alara, Invasion of Ikora in a food shell? I feel like some people think if you say, Spike, how about a food shell? I'll be like jumping on it, but you can't play Urza Saga and Invasion of Alara. You really need Saga for the food decks, and food decks don't. I don't know. I don't really get it. Also, Invasion of Ikora doesn't hit Asmo. It's like so much worse than Finale, right? Because it doesn't hit Asmo. Maybe let this resolve. Let's see. Minus on Endurance. Pending, I still killed the Teferi. Yeah, let's let this resolve. Obviously, the other decision is to flip this here. Maybe we could have main phase Fury. Pitch Solitude. Pitching another copy of Teferi. Okay, so let's play our land this time. Cast Hexmage. Which, if they have a counterspell, they did not choose to counterspell. Seems like they have a removal spell. They have Binding, but I wish they had Domain for Binding, so I could flip my Invasion here in response and get a 2-for-1. But they don't have it. White, green, red. Really hope I didn't mess that up. What's my thought process for not playing Guardian since you have second one? I guess I can flicker this, but the Endurance is more pressure. I want to put my opponent in a spot where they like have to Verdict, and then I get to flip this and keep the pressure going. And Felidar Guardian just doesn't put any pressure on them. Probably cast a Binding here, eh? Maybe not. How can you flip verse Verdict? I'm trying to bait them to tap out for Verdict. Hexmage, target Invasion of Ergamon, get Cliff Charger. Cliff Charger tutors up Invasion of Alara for me. Cast Invasion of Alara. But it also may tap out for Solitude here. So I can Felidar Guardian flicker this. Tough turn. They have another Solitude here. I think I cast this. I think I stopped them from using Deluge, Castle Vantress, if they have it, minimum. If they don't have Verdict, they might even like just not have Verdict in their deck post board. But like they can go Verdict with Counterspell up, so I feel like I'm just supposed to cast this. And I can cast Fury next turn. Yeah. See if they just slam a Supreme Verdict. If they don't, we're, you know, in good shape, of course. They have 4 cards in their hand. Okay, they didn't snap Ticket Up. So no Verdict. 4 cards, one of them is Binding. Lucho. Oh boy. It's a tough draw. Nice. I just have to send up my opponent here. I can play a Fury post-combat. You have ideas improving Jund Elementals 2.0? Not really. Or like, at the very least, nothing huge, but I know people always want updates. I didn't feel like there was a lot I wanted to change from the list after yesterday. Maybe my opinion on that will change at some point, but that's where I'm at the moment. I just Supreme Verdict. 3 cards in their hand. Yeah, Teferi is really, really good against the battle. Yeah, we played Jund Scam with Nissa too. Definitely very good. Alright, I'm getting in. If we Felidar Guardian, what do we even flicker? No good targets, stupid Teferi. This is their 3rd one, right? Yeah. They have another counterspell. Fire, okay. I could play a second Felidar Guardian. Sure. Then we just draw the game, right? Then we just draw the game. Is it worth to Invasion just a cycle? No, we have like a ton of answers to Teferi. We have Binding, we have Hexmage, we have Fury. We're not supposed to do that, I think. We can also attack. Maybe they'll top then crack the Scalding Turn. Does it actually draw the game? No, but someone in chat suggested that it did earlier, so I was just goofing. It does not work in paper, does not work on Magic Online. Works at the kitchen table. Max gifting a sub to Canister. Welcome, Canister. Canister, he is sorry he was an asshole? That's okay, Canister. In fact, I kind of encourage it, I don't know. I met Canister 2 weekends ago in person. It was very cool. Although, we didn't talk for very long. Plus got 1 card in their hand. I thought that they maybe have forgotten about Kahira. I was hoping they would. Drew Runner lands. They drew a land too, that's good news. They have the Castle Vantress though, which is a big problem. They also are getting in with they're racing me, huh? They probably should have castled their upkeep. Yeah, probably. Can I draw like a spell? Okay, good spell. Blue-red technically lets me cast anything. Okay, that's definitely what we wanted to see here. Oh, let's have the Xander's launch for red. Okay. Okay, feeling fine about our spot. Opponent needs a verdict. They don't have anything relevant in their hand at the moment, it seems, and so like the Invasion of Alara should resolve unless my opponent's last card is like another Teferi. The fourth Teferi Time Raveler is like the only like non-land card that makes a lot of sense. They could have Dovin's Veto. They could have Dovin's Veto. We still have Veto game 1. 2 cards on the bottom. Ooh, boy B. 2 on the bottom. This is a better Borderline Ranger. I remember people playing Borderline Ranger in RTR and Innistrad Standard. Ugh, what a time. People also just like didn't play enough lands back then. Game 3! What does have a little over 8 minutes on the clock. Could definitely be relevant. Well, let's run it back. Yeah, I haven't been Settle the Wreckage in Modern in a long time. I've probably cast more Settle the Wreckages than I've been Settle the Wreckage, but that's just because like the Jeskai Lotus Field deck like to play the card. Well, not mulliganing. Which would be more powerful on turn 7 if blue-white could play them? Hardcast Atraxa, cast small Emrakul. I mean, small Emrakul, but like, you know, in control, like to like facilitate an Emrakul shell, you have to make a lot of deck building concessions. But the cast trigger in the counterspell format is, of course, a big deal. We discard the Steam Vents. Could have been okay to discard a Felidar Guardian too. Current verdict engine scam. Nissa good enough to shell. Yeah, so Nissa is great. Nissa is great. That is something I feel like I felt all week and continue to feel. That's not something I feel like really we even need to talk so much about. I think if you've been watching this week during Nissa week, I think you probably feel similarly, maybe not exactly the same, but I'm gonna shuffle those Scalding Turns back in. I'd be surprised if you've been watching all week and you are not a Nissa fan at this point. Okay, so I'm going to cast the Hexmage. If it resolves, I'm going to attack my opponent, and if it doesn't resolve, I'm going to attack the Invasion. Maybe we can attack the Invasion anyways. I'm going to attack them. The Spikefield Hazard against Scam? I mean, it's fine. You get to play it as a red source. You can kill a Ragavan. You can occasionally ping a Grief. You know, response to the yeah, beats the Feign Death. I wouldn't sideboard it. I want to put it in the sideboard. Opponent's on 6 minutes, 40 seconds. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. I usually pick Lotus over Recall, Professor, but that's just because I love the combo decks. I like to play combo so much more than fair decks. So I think if you prefer to play fair decks, I would pick Recall over Lotus, honestly. But I just love the combo potential. Okay, I guess we're going to flip this and Invasion of Alara. I want to do this main phase just so if I hit the combo, I can kill my opponent. Seems like a good reason. Can I go Wrenn and Six into... No, I can't quite go Wrenn into pickup fetch and combo. So we'll just discard the Guardian. Yeah, maybe not having a breeding pool sinks. Okay, hold on. So red, white, green, black, blue. Okay. Awesome, Bien. Did you use code SPIKE? How likely am I to pitch cast Endurance in response to Scam, Fury, Grief? Way more likely in response to Fury than Grief, since like the Grief will usually just take the Endurance. Alright, could win this. Could win right now. Although, yeah, we'll just cast the Hexmage. It'll put the Saheeli into our hands. We have the Saheeli combo for next turn. This turn we get to flip this. My opponent might have Binding. If I target here, they Binding the Invasion in response. That would stink. I don't think I'm going to play around it, but... Okay, awesome. I'll draw 2. I will destroy probably Rogren Triumph. Could make a good argument for Zoggoth, just so binding's turned off, but they don't have binding in their hand. So I think this is probably fine. And then we get to copy the True Good Cliff Charger and get another invasion into our hand. I guess discarding Wrenn and Six. Or I guess, although we're going to draw a couple cards, we could discard one of those. Can you beat controls? Can this deck even beat... Oh, they do have binding! Oh. Good. Okay, so no artifact to put into play. We now are going to copy... We can copy Treasure Token and cast Wrenn and Six. I think I'll just copy Indatha Triome or Xander's Lounge. We are okay with this happening, then not binding my my invasion in response. Lucky me. I think I'm just gonna go for the combo. Alright, keep that on top. Play my land. Pass. Playing around Spell Pierce? I mean, it's against blue-white control. I feel like Spell Pierce is not a super relevant card to play around, though. Okay, so if I sack my treasure token, binding this binding, my binding comes back, target this binding, this enters the battlefield. I'm just trying to think, does this do anything? I don't think so. Although I get to, I'm just trying to think, do I even, yeah, I guess I don't bother with the binding right now. But I can copy Fury and put my opponent to 6 and like lethal with, to another Fury. They're also on 4 minutes. Josh with the 3 months, thank you. Isn't it a punch and opponent's Solitude response to Saheeli minus? Yes, yeah, that was a punt on their part. They're, I think, feeling the pressure from the clock to finish the game quickly. Okay, so let's go Wrenn and Six, ping, Wrenn and Six, ping. And the next turn I can maybe binding this binding and discard the land for some value, but mostly just want to get them to a spot where the pings from these planeswalkers are going to be a lot of pressure. Pings, planeswalkers, pressure. Nissa, a good card to keep on top. Kihira in hand. Ooh, it's a healer with the new Ob. Now that's a combo. That is a combo. Make green, because I could hit endurance. Good binding here. I think we'll just go in plus. We're down to 3. Saheeli ping to death, huh? What makes the new Nissa a modern staple? Very simply put, the new Nissa is just powerful enough to be a mid-range staple. It is just good enough to be a great card in green-based mid-range decks in modern. It is a combination card advantage mana ramp, mana fixer that also while being mana ramp, mana fixer finds you an action spell usually when you trigger it on the after you play Nissa. Like the fact that Nissa finds you 4 and 5 mana elementals, just like that is much better than draw a card. Although other Nissas sometimes are a little bit worse. Yeah, Ragavan 2. Alright, so I'm going to Binding their Solitude here. They have a counterspell, they're in business. Okay, they could maybe come back. I also don't have, I have a basic Plains left on the deck. So I can trigger Nissa again. I'm gonna make this trade. Yeah, for sure. Oh, not good. No, I have the option. We got 2 cards in their hand. Didn't you have another Saheeli? I scryed it to the bottom. I didn't want to keep it on top. Endurance, huh? Really enough we have attack here. Since we have this Endurance to block, and we also have another Nissa if they choose to trade here, trade here. Okay. Oh, I can also I'm gonna Endurance myself, and now I can put a Steam Vents back into the deck. I have to like find a Wooded Foothills to get it, but I think the upside of being able to Nissa again is kind of nice. Play Endurance out before they could draw a counter. I don't think we necessarily need to. Just plays around a counterspell off the top of their library, but it may be okay also. They got a minute 30 seconds. What was the contemptness of the deck? I mean, this is I haven't played like Felidar Guardian, Invasion of Alara before. This is the first time. It's all kind of new, to be honest. They had 2 Binding. But here, don't I just block the Kahira, take 11? What are they? Oh, they're just playing too fast. So I'm gonna go to 1. Oh, maybe they're not playing too fast. Maybe they're fine. Ding, 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 ding. Winning top deck. Good, well played by them though. Especially with the clock pressure. Can we even beat control? Is there a number that's felt right? 4. 4. I don't know. Card's really good. You really want to draw it. You can make it's 3 or 4, but I've been liking 4. I also have to crack like 70 packs to get minuses, so they've been a little biased. All right, we'll see if we're still in 3-2 purgatory today. Up against a Giganta deck. This hand's awesome. Is there a deck that can do something with both Nissa and Coco? So, I mean, the best things to Nissa into are, like, the Incarnations and Omnath. And so, like, those cards don't play very well with Coco. With the printing of Nissa, do you think that puts Wrenn in danger of getting the axe? I don't know. It's, like, again, like, Wrenn and Six will get banned whenever we play against Jonathan Hasbro's grandson, William F. Hasbro. And who will go crying to Papa, Papa, Wrenn and Six is broken and modern. It needs a ban immediately. So like whenever that happens, we'll get a ban. But until then, I think we're not going to see any changes. I think I get Temple Guarded here. Kind of worried it could get basic Forest. Papa, Papa, Wrenn and Six is broken and modern, I declare it. Ban it forth hence. So likely up against Prowess or Breach variant here. Maybe they have a Sprite Dragon and they don't want to play it into the Wrenn. Guess I discard the second Wrenn and Six over the fetch land I was planning on discarding. What if Hasbro's grandson is listening to your stream and dad walks in and mistakes your joke for his son? Well, I mean, we just accelerate the timeline because it'll happen eventually. Somebody MTGO feels like I said every other month. Yeah, well. At least there haven't been that many, like... I know, like, Aftermath is unique. And this year, definitely. Last year, Last year there was like a 6-month period in between set releases, and I was struggling. As someone that needs these sets to release, I was struggling, but this year has been a lot more, or at least more than Impact Standard, Standard Modern, not Commander sets. So. I guess we cast the Nissa. Can flip the Invasion next turn with our Hexmage. We don't have a white card anymore to pitch to Solitude, but hopefully we're okay. It would be wild to die this turn. Yeah, Sprite Dragon would definitely be the way to die. Fat set releases are good for people who can write cards Moto, paper players not so much. Yeah, sure. They're good for me too, content creator that needs to be brewing and stuff. Okay, I like that this is targeting Nissa, not me, because if it was targeting me, I would be dead, probably. But I'm going down to just 12. My opponent's got 3 cards in hand. Plays a Steam Vents and a Light Up the Stage. Lava Dart Islet. Trying to think if I should Ergamon first. I won't have anything to put count. Yeah, I guess I want to Invasion of Ergamon first because this is probably the permanent I want to copy. Although I guess no, I already have one in play. Damn it. It's okay. I might copy the Binding and destroy one of my opponent's lands. That's probably fine. Alright, I'm gonna draw 2. Yeah, I think I want to stop them as well as I can from like Breach bolting me. Draw 2 more lands. That's really gross. Alright, kind of flooded. Ultimating the Wrenn doesn't really do anything in the stack. Pass back. They might think it does though. They might like Lava Dart it. Plus Hexmage kills dragon? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to Hexmage the dragon. I'm going to Hexmage my invasions. We drew 4 lands that turn for Draw Step, for Ergamon, and for Alara. Okay, Heat the Wrenn, Start the Wrenn, it's fine. Have another one even. 22 lands of the deck, by the way. I think I'm targeting the Channeler. It's kind of close. I guess I'm way more likely to die to the Mage. Another Heap. Poro, I think 2 months, we're doing well. On Timeless Studies, like something soul version more than one without it. I don't know. I think right now, I'm just recommending like the old school version with Escape and Explore, but I'm not 100% sure. The last card's Mutagenic Growth. It's kind of awkward. Better to use the treasure here than to lose any more life, I think, as well. We also get to hopefully flip this with the Fury attack next turn. We'll see what they got. They got 2 cards in their hand. They got a Dragon Rage's Channeler. They got 3 Lava Darts to kill my Fury. Not the end of the world. One problem is that they are surveilling closer and closer to Underworld Breach. They keep a card on top, which is going to be Iteration or Breach, probably. Although I guess Breach is not that good anymore with... I mean, it still, like, draws them 1,000 cards, but it doesn't kill me? Oh, no. It's good. You keep it on top. Not like this. This sucks. 1 land in graveyard, 5 lands in hand, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 out of 22. I did keep a card on top. Could be Light Up the Stage, maybe. It's kind of risky. Another Channeler, sure. Okay. So we go green, red. Oh, I think we're gonna have to fetch Shock. Yes, I'll discard a card for an Invasion of Alara. So if I get Stomping Ground off this Wooded Foothills and go to 3, I can cast this. Or Steam Vents. I guess I'll go Steam Vents. Red, black, blue. Oh. Wooburg. You have all 5, but if you have Temple Garden and Plains and Forest, then these 3 don't contribute to the invasion. All right, target here again. Just find a Saheeli. Hexmage is good too. So I get to kill the Dragon Rage's Channeler and copy the Binding. I'll draw 2. Kill a Channeler, copy Binding. Right? So I don't see any way for me to get a... I have all my basics in play. I have all my basics, so there's no way for me to cast this to get to look for a white card to gain life and beat a bolt off the top. So gotta fade a bolt. They've already cast at least 1. Only 1. Oh, they tapped the red. They tapped the red. My heart shook. I should have at least the Triome to get with the Catacombs. I think that's okay to get. Maybe we can Solitude this and gain 6. Nissa. Okay, so we can go to 1. Ain't it never been to 1 before. Black, black. Remember we had just all lands in hand? What a crazy deck. White, green. Right, found Saheeli. Cool. I don't know, this is quite the board state. 1 game 1, go to game 2. I just went at 1 life against Prowess. I was at 7 because I could Solitude the Charger. I think I like this sideboard plan here. I think like what I would sideboard for the creativity matchup. How does Felidar work with battle? You flicker it and you get the front half again, which can dig you for another Guardian or a Hexmage or a Saheeli. How does this deck ever beat regular burn? That's the neat thing. You don't. It's terrible. You can Solitude something. Solitude something, I guess, brother. I don't know. On the draw against Prowess, let's go ahead and keep this. We have Absent Triumph plus Steam Vents if we want. Domain, might just play Steam Vents tapped. Could hold the Wooded Foothills for Nissa. And you Hexmage the counters from the Alara in response to an evoke trigger to copy the Elemental. We're ever going to see Invincible Season 2? Yeah, I thought they said it would be out, but it is not, huh? Maybe I'm supposed to have already Solituded this. I'll wait a turn. I'll wait a turn. If it gets Delirium, I'll Solitude it, but there's a good enough chance that I draw a red card and they play another creature that dies to Fury that it's better to hold here. Yeah, this year they said just sometime this year. And it is currently a time this year. Oh, I have not wanted a red card this much in a long time. Damn it. They got Delirium. It's alright, we got game 3. No, easy GG for sure if we get it there. they get to draw like 6 cards or 5 cards. I'm gonna concede. Or for somewhere from 4 to 6. Alright, run it back. I like my sideboard plan. Keep on play this game. Oh, would have been so good to draw a red card there. We were kind of low on red cards. Post board of 15. That's not that bad, actually. We're actually doing really bad on white cards. We have 12. I think you just have to be kind of okay. Like when you got the Guardians. Have to be kind of okay being a little low on pitchables post board. 15, Modern Horizons 2. Yeah, not 15. Only 12. Only 12. Cool stuff and cool stuff. They do. And 5% off cool stuff with Code Spike. DRC is the best red one drop of all time. What about Ragavan? That's the debate, huh? That's the debate. No cards before 2020. Yeah, only Felidar Guardian, Saheeli, Emrakul, Hexmage. FIXER is really good. Oh yeah, Goblin Balder's honestly, yeah, easily forgotten. Very good card though. Alright, those, yeah, fetches, yeah, the whole, yeah, I guess that the whole mana base. Because the Triomes. Wait, also, no card before 2020. Chat, you know what was a card before 2020? Yeah, you know what card was before 2020? Wrenn and Six. Wow. This Force of Vigor too. Oh shit. 5 years old. Yeah, Hexmage too. Oh, yeah, Hexmage is really old. Guardian, Saheeli too, but Deliver, it's been 3+ years. Yeah, it's been 5 years with Wrenn and Six, right? Wait. Have I been streaming for 5 years? No, 4 years. Dalton resub for 4 years today. I'm not that old. Ain't that young either. Alright, I'll keep this. June 2019. Okay, sorry. Still pre-2020. Not a 5-year streamer yet. Only a 4-year streamer. When did Verdant come out? 2012. I know that one for sure. 2012. How's this been treating you? Does it replace Risen Reef and Elementals? It replaces Risen Reef in like 4-color control soup. I don't think it replaces it in like the recommissioned Elementals deck, but you would definitely play it alongside it. Like Hexmage is just, or like Reef is just the best card in that build. Like you could play both, but you do lose Kahira in the recommissioned Elementals build, which makes Thunderkin Awakener much worse. Although, so one thing that might be the case, it might be good to actually just play Brushfire over Thunderkin Awakener in this build, and or Awakener Nissa over Awakener, and still play Brushfire Elemental. But also these two cards play decently well together. I don't know. I'm thinking about this build still. Yeah, it's also like Nissa is a 4-drop usually, and Reef is a 3-drop. So if they they have Delirium. If I draw a red card, I probably just main phase Endurance, Pitch Fury. I guess I should Endurance first. Or Fury first. Does it matter? Maybe it matters because of ooh. Yeah. Let's go. Let's plan for basic forest here. Endurance block, and then I can go. Oh no! I played the wrong land. It's okay, but I should have gone forest with this and then Xander's Launch here. I need to like, the mana is just so tough to build. It's like, especially if you like want to play white fetches, so you can get planes against Blood Moon. Like some number of white fetches is like really important, but like your mana base is like worse overall playing them, I think. One invasion of Tolvada against everything. Tolvada? What is it? Which one does that do? It gets back everything. Is that the 5-mana one that like returns permanents? That card is like is barely playable in limited. I don't know how many times... Wait, never mind. You're a Coffer's deck. Take it back. Actually, I didn't say anything. Okay, well, Nissa. Hopefully I don't have a second bolt. Okay. Come on! What the fuck? Damn. Stuck in 3-2 hell still. Prowess is a good deck. Prowess is a really good deck. This deck is kind of all over the place. Do not play Kaya or Zov Usurper in 20 whatever year it is now. Don't play it. I hate these chromatic stars. I don't know that you feel like if you just have to make them play them to make them work with brought back. I also like feel like why are we like a Coffers deck exactly? I don't know. Like brought back in a Coffers deck is really awkward. It is super hard to cast. You have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 12 white sources with a double white card, but you also have Chromatic Star. So you have 15. I don't even feel like that's a good number. Path of Peril? Dang. Or are you missing the binding there? Island. I guess we could have got untapped. We could have played the Stomping Ground untapped to cast it though. Alright, 3-2 Hell forever. Still fun league. Let's go ahead and run it back. I would really think I like the second Elishnorn over the Kaya. But it's also like you just smush too many decks together here. It's like, if you're playing Elishnorn and you're playing...